She gave her last food to a blind beggar, not knowing he was testing the entire world in disguise. She defended him when everyone mocked her. She protected him when a crowd wanted to beat him. But what this poor girl didn't know was that her kindness was about to rewrite her destiny forever. The moment he revealed who he truly was, her whole life changed in a way nobody expected. Before we begin, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe for more emotional African stories that will keep you glued to the end. The morning sun had barely risen when Ada stepped out of the small, mud-plastered room she shared with her mother. The zinc roof above them leaked whenever rain fell, and the cracked walls carried the scars of poverty. But Ada always stepped into each new day with a quiet grace. At 19, she looked older than her age, not because of wrinkles, but because hardship had carved wisdom into her spirit. Her gown was a faded yellow dress, patched in more than 5 places, and her slippers were so worn that the ground nearly touched her feet. Yet there was softness in her eyes, a gentle smile that even suffering could not erase. Her mother, Mama Nkechi, coughed weakly from inside the room. My child, make sure you sell well today," she whispered, forcing a smile. "I will, Mama," Ada replied, though she knew things had been slow recently. "I'll bring you something hot to eat." She lifted her wooden tray of boiled corn and groundnuts, balanced it on her head, and began the long walk from their community to the busy junction. Cars honked, Okada riders hissed past, and traders shouted prices. This chaos was Ada's workplace, her battlefield of survival. But if the world was loud, Ada was soft. While others pushed and shoved to get customers, she greeted everyone with the same polite warmth. "Good morning, sir." "Good morning, auntie." Fresh corn. Very sweet. Most ignored her. Some laughed at her torn clothes. Others priced her goods so low she sometimes lost profit. But Ada stayed calm. She had learned early that life doesn't always give kindness back, but that should never stop one from giving it. By afternoon, the sun grew harsh, beating down on the busy marketplace. Ada wiped sweat from her forehead and stepped under a mango tree to catch her breath. That was when she saw him for the first time, an old blind beggar. He sat on a broken plastic chair near the gutter, leaning against a cracked wall. His beard was gray and overgrown, his clothes faded beyond repair. Flies danced around his feet, and passers-by stepped around him as though he were invisible. Some insulted him. "Old man, go find work." "Blind beggar, shift abeg." Others mocked him deliberately, pretending to drop money just to watch him search the ground helplessly. But the beggar didn't react. His face remained calm, too calm for a man living in such humiliation. Ada felt her heart tighten. She looked at the remaining corn in her tray. She hadn't sold much, she herself hadn't eaten. But something inside her refused to walk away. She stepped closer. "Good afternoon, sir," she said gently. The old man lifted his head slightly, as if listening to her voice. "Who is there?" he asked in a shaky tone. "My name is Ada," she said. "Are you hungry? I have some food here." Before he could answer, Ada broke a cob of corn in half and placed it in his hand. She also gave him a small sachet of water. The man touched her hand slowly, as though feeling the shape of kindness. "God bless you, my child," he whispered. Ada smiled. "Let me move you a bit. The sun is too much here." Carefully, she guided him to a shaded spot near the wall. She wiped his face with a clean part of her wrapper, fixed his shirt, and arranged his small cup where people could drop coins. She didn't know him. He didn't know her. But her heart didn't need a reason. From that day, it became a routine. Each morning, Ada checked on him. Each afternoon, she brought him water. Each evening, she walked him across the dangerous express road. People noticed, but not in the way kindness deserved. "See, Ada, she donde do charity for old beggar," a woman hissed. "Waste of time," another laughed. "She no get sense." Ada ignored them. Baba Musa, she later learned that was his name, always listened when she spoke, and she loved speaking to him. She described the weather, the colors of passing cars, the way people dressed. "You talk like someone who sees beauty even in dust," he told her one day. She laughed softly. "Beauty day everywhere, sir. People just stay too busy to see him." Sometimes he would ask questions. "What do you wish for in life? What do you think makes a person truly rich? What would you do if you suddenly had plenty money? Ada always answered from her heart, not knowing that each word was silently being weighed, not by a beggar but by a man with secrets. As days turned into weeks, a silent bond grew between them, something pure, something gentle, something unseen in the noise of the world. Ada did not know that her kindness was being watched. She did not know that Baba Musa was not who he appeared to be. She did not know that destiny had begun writing a story that would soon turn her world upside down. All she knew was this: she was a poor girl, he was a helpless beggar, and kindness was the only bridge that connected their souls. The days rolled by, and Ada's life began to fall into a new rhythm, one that included not just selling corn and groundnuts, but caring for Baba Musa, the old blind beggar who now felt like part of her daily existence. Every morning before she left home, she packed a small portion of whatever she and her mother had eaten the previous night. Sometimes it was leftover gari and groundnuts, sometimes half a wrap of mwamwa, sometimes nothing more than cold pap. No matter how little it was, she carried it with pride because she knew it would warm a hungry man's heart. Her mother noticed. "Oda, my daughter, this food way you dey pack every morning, you dey carry give that old blind man, Abi?" Mama Nkechi asked one day as she slowly folded clothes. Ada looked up, guilt and sincerity mixing in her eyes. "Yes, Mama. He needs it more than we do." Her mother sighed deeply. "You get good heart, my child, but this world no day appreciate good people. Make people no start to mock you." Ada smiled softly. "Mama, even if they mock me, I dey do 'em for God, no be for man." Her mother said nothing more. She simply watched her daughter leave with a heart warmer than the pap she carried. At the busy junction, Baba Musa began to anticipate Ada's arrival. His face, though old and wrinkled, would brighten the moment he heard her footsteps. "Ada, is that you?" "Yes, sir," she replied cheerfully. "I bring your food." She set the tray down and carefully fed him spoon by spoon when she realized his hands trembled too much to hold the plate steady. "You dey try too much," he whispered. "You no suppose dey serve me like this." Ada shook her head. "Sir, hunger no day look age. If person fit help, person suppose help." After feeding him, she washed his small plastic cup at a nearby tap and refilled it with clean water. Then she wiped his mouth gently with a corner of her wrapper. Sometimes they talked. Sometimes he simply sat listening to her describe the world. "The sky today be like mixture of blue and white paint," she said one afternoon. "Ada," Baba Musa smiled, "you fit paint picture with your words. Even blind man, they see wet and you they talk." Ada blushed. "I just talk as I see am." "You know just they see," the old man chuckled. "You they understand." But the marketplace was not as kind as Ada's heart. Whispers started spreading, first from the woman who sold pepper across the road. You see this Ada? She dey wasted her youth with Beggar. Instead of her to find better man, we go marry am." Then from a group of younger girls, "She dey use that blind man to ritual blessing. Now so dem day start. You go dey give beggar food. Tomorrow you go turn millionaire." Another seller added, "She just day form good girl. Who kindness help for this life. That old man no go carry her anywhere." Even Ada's customers reduced. Some avoided her tray entirely. Others priced her corn like she was desperate. One afternoon, as Ada helped Baba Musa adjust his torn shirt, a woman passing by hissed loudly, "Ada, you done turn beggar wife? Now you and this man go marry?" People laughed. Baba Musa lowered his head, embarrassed. But Ada simply smiled. "If to help person na bad thing, then make I continue the bad." Her calmness confused them. How could a girl with nothing hold so much dignity? But gossip was only the beginning. One windy afternoon, a group of boys approached Baba Musa while Ada was buying drinking water across the street. They laughed wickedly, shoved him aside, and snatched the small nylon bag where he kept his daily alms. The old man trembled. "My money, please, my money." The boys mocked him and ran. Ada heard his shaky voice from across the road. She dropped the water and sprinted after them. "Stop! Bring the money," she shouted. The boys were faster, but Ada didn't give up. She chased them through the dusty street, past food stalls, through a narrow alley. One boy tripped, and the bag fell from his hand. Ada grabbed it, panting, tears in her eyes. "Why Una dey do like this? He blind. He no fit fight Una," she cried. The boys scattered. Holding the torn nylon bag close to her chest, she limped back to the junction. Her legs scraped from falling earlier, her breathing heavy. Baba Musa heard her coming and raised his head. "Ada, you're hurt." "It's small," she said, handing him the bag. "At least I bring some of the money back." The old man felt around the bag, then placed his trembling hand gently on Ada's arm. "You risk your life. For me?" Ada smiled weakly. "If Namidem steal from, you go help me too. Suffering no be competition. All of us, a human being." Something shifted inside Baba Musa that moment, something deep and heavy. He had tested many people before. Some ignored him, some insulted him, some pretended to help only when others were watching. But this girl helped from a place that expected nothing in return. "Why you dey help me like this?" he asked one day, voice shaking more from emotion than age. Ada thought for a moment. "Because one day mama tell me say kindness day talk. Even if the person no hear him today, the heaven day hear him." He nodded slowly. "Ada," he whispered, "you get gift way many rich people no get. Heart." But though Baba Musa admired her more each day, the marketplace had turned her kindness into entertainment. People watched her like she was a strange creature. Her mother noticed the bruises on her leg. "What happened?" "Nothing, Mama," Ada lied. "Just small fall." "Fall, Kay? Ada, I dey fear for you." But Ada only smiled. "Mama, I know dey do anything wrong." And though life continued normally, something invisible had changed. Ada did not know it yet, but her kindness had already placed her on a divine path. Her actions were being observed, analyzed, and treasured by a man who was not who he claimed to be. A time would soon come when every rumor, every insult, every sacrifice would matter, because Baba Musa was watching, testing, judging, and Ada, without knowing it, was passing every test. Life had always been a delicate balancing act for Ada, one foot in survival, the other in compassion. But now the thread holding everything together began to stretch thin and then thinner. It started with her mother's cough. At first it was mild, an occasional dry sound that Ada dismissed as stress. But with each passing day, the cough deepened, rattling through Mama Nkechi's frail chest like stones rolling inside a calabash. Sometimes she coughed until tears gathered in her eyes. Sometimes she coughed up blood. "Ada, no worry, I go dey fine," her mother forced a smile one morning, though her lips were pale. Ada felt a cold fear settle in her stomach. "Mama, we need go hospital." Her mother shook her head. "Hospital? With which money?" But that night, when Mama Nkechi collapsed while trying to stand, Ada knew the argument was over. She ran to the neighbors, begging for help. Two men carried Mama gently to a nearby clinic while Ada followed, crying softly. The doctor's verdict struck Ada's heart like a blow. Your mother needs proper treatment," he said. "It may be tuberculosis or something worse. We must run tests. The deposit is 20,000 naira." 20,000. Ada barely made 2,000 in a good week. She begged, she explained, she cried. But hospitals do not treat tears. They treat money. By the time they returned home with only cough medicine and instructions to come back later, Ada felt the world growing heavier on her shoulders. She cried quietly into her wrapper that night, not wanting her mother to hear. But the next morning, she still carried her tray to the junction. Poverty does not wait for grief. Yet even in her struggle, one thing did not change. She still went straight to check on Baba Musa. He heard her weak voice before she even reached him. "Ada, my child, you must sound tired." She knelt beside him and forced a smile. "I dey fine, sir." But Baba Musa could hear the sadness sitting inside her. "Something dey trouble you." Ada didn't want to burden him. "How do you tell a beggar that your mother is dying? How do you cry to someone who has nothing?" "A small matter," she whispered, adjusting his cup. You don't lie well, he murmured. Your heart they talk even when your mouth they quiet. She swallowed hard. Tears filled her eyes. To distract herself, she wiped his face, straightened his shirt, and described the colors of the passing vehicles. But kindness cannot silence pain. Not forever. The marketplace grew harsher in those weeks. Perhaps people sensed her desperation. Perhaps poverty makes people cruel. Whatever the reason, the insults increased. Ada, you just stay walka up and down with torn slippers like person way no get future? A tomato seller mocked. Another added, now wait and they worry her, now that her beggar friend Dawn suck all her destiny. Even customers became scarce. One woman even said, I know they buy from girl, way they fraternize with beggars, a fit bring bad luck. Ada felt the sting, but she swallowed her hurt and kept going. Her mother needed treatment. She needed money. She could not afford pride. Then came the incident that almost broke her spirit. It was a cool afternoon, the clouds hanging low like gray blankets. Ada had just sold a few corns when she heard the sound of raised voices nearby. Thief, catch 'em! See her there. That Ada girl steal my phone. Ada froze. The voice belonged to Ngozi, a woman who sold second-hand clothes. Before Ada could speak, a crowd formed around her. I no steal anything, Ada cried, fear tightening her throat. Ngozi jabbed a finger at her. You be liar. I see you near my stall. Phone Don disappear. Now you and that's your blind beggar, they do teamwork. People murmured. Ada, steal. I talk aim. Good girl na pretender. She don't use beggar to deceive people. Someone grabbed the arm roughly. Where the phone? Bring 'em out. I swear, I no takey anything. Ada sobbed. But mobs do not listen to tears. Suddenly, someone pointed at Baba Musa. Check that blind man bag. Them they do 'em together. Ada felt something explode inside her chest. You will not touch him, she shouted, stepping in front of him. But they pushed her aside. 3 men advanced toward Baba Musa. He sat quietly, hands trembling, sensing the chaos but unable to see the danger. Ada threw herself between them. Leave him alone. He blind. He no fit even find road. How he go thief phone? But the crowd was hungry for drama, for blame, for a villain. They surrounded Ada and the old man. Her heart pounded violently. Then one man lifted his hand to hit Baba Musa. Ada screamed and blocked the blow with her own body. The slap landed on her cheek with a loud "Pah!" Her ears rang. Pain shot through her face. The crowd gasped. But despite the burning sting, Ada stood firm like a wounded lioness protecting her cub. If no one beats somebody, beat me, she cried. But you no go touch 'em. Not while I still dey breathe. Her tears mixed with sweat as she spread her arms defensively in front of the old man. Even Baba Musa whispered shakily, Ada, leave me. Save yourself. But she shook her head violently. I know dey go anywhere. Nobody go harm you. Her voice cracked, but her courage did not. For the first time, the crowd hesitated. Her desperation, her bravery, her loyalty, it shocked them. People began murmuring again. She too defend, maybe she no really thief. Search for the phone well. Minutes later, someone shouted from across the road, I don't find the phone. E-day with one small boy. The crowd fell silent. Ngozi's face darkened with embarrassment. Some people stepped away quietly. Others muttered apologies too soft to be heard, but most of them just dispersed, quick to accuse, slow to repent. Ada stood trembling, cheeks wet with tears and humiliation. She looked around at the same people who mocked her kindness every day. People who trusted gossip more than her character. They left her wounded in the middle of the road, as though nothing had happened. She turned to Baba Musa. He stretched his hand uncertainly. Ada, my child. She took his hand and knelt beside him. Her voice broke as she whispered, Why the world they like this? Why good persons suppose suffer like criminal? He lifted his hand to touch her face gently. Because kindness they expose wickedness. When you shine too bright, darkness they fight you. Despite her pain, she smiled faintly. I know fit stop helping, sir, even if everybody turn against me. That evening, after she returned home with swollen cheeks and empty pockets, Ada still returned to check on Baba Musa before going home. She gave him the last gari she had, food meant for her and her mother. She whispered to him, even if not only me and you remain for this world, I go still help you. I no day expect anything back. And that night, as Ada limped home through dusty streets, she did not know that her suffering had unlocked something powerful in the heart of the old beggar. She did not know that her loyalty had shaken a man who was not a beggar at all, but a billionaire living behind a mask. The world had already shown Ada the sharpness of its teeth, but she did not yet know that life was preparing to test her heart in ways she had never imagined. Her mother's condition worsened with every passing day. The cough became deeper, louder, painful, echoing through their small room like thunder trapped inside a cage. Sometimes late at night, Mama Nkechi would grip Ada's hand tightly, her eyes wet with fear. Ada, if anything happened to me, Mama, I beg don't talk like that, Ada would interrupt quickly, tears stinging her eyes. Nothing go happen. You go get better, I promise. But promises don't treat illness, and hope does not pay hospital bills. Ada worked harder than she ever had in her life. She washed clothes for people in the neighborhood. She helped sweep compounds. She sold more corn at the junction, even in scorching heat. Sometimes she stayed out until late night, begging passersby to buy something, anything. But even with all that effort, the money she made was barely enough for food, let alone hospital deposits. And with each passing day, guilt grew heavier in her chest. She often whispered to herself, if Mama die, nah me kill because I no fit raise money. One morning as Ada struggled to set up her corn tray at the junction, the landlord of their compound, a pot-bellied man named Mr. Okoro, called her aside. His eyes roamed over her body in a way that made her skin crawl. Ada, he began in a deep, oily voice. I hear say your mama day sick, serious sickness. Ada nodded cautiously. Yes, sir. He smiled, an unsettling smile that revealed something rotten beneath his smooth words. I fit help you pay hospital bill. All of it. Ada's heart leapt. Sir, you fit do that? Yes, he replied, stepping closer. But you know say nothing go come free. You go be my special friend. The words hung heavy in the air, thick with filth. Ada froze. She felt her heart drop into her stomach. She understood exactly what he meant. Her lips trembled. Sir, I no fit do that kind thing. He laughed harshly. Then make your mama die. Now you know. And with that, he walked away, leaving Ada standing weak, humiliated, and suffocated by pain. She sank to the ground beside her corn tray and cried quietly. She cried for her mother, for poverty, for the cruelty of a world that demanded her dignity as payment for survival. When she finally wiped her tears and forced herself to stand, her feet carried her instinctively toward the one place where she always found comfort, the spot where Baba Musa sat. As she approached, the old man raised his head. Ada, your footsteps weak today. She knelt beside him, unable to hide the tremor in her voice. Sir, life day hard, a day too hard. He reached out uncertainly, and she guided his hand until it rested gently on her shoulder. Talk to me, he whispered. For the first time since she met him, Ada's heart broke open completely. She told him everything, about her mother collapsing, about the hospital insisting on money, about her endless hustling, about the landlord's disgusting offer, about her shame, about her fear, about her anger at life and fate. She poured out her soul like someone drowning. When she finished, she wiped her eyes and laughed weakly. You see, sir, sometimes I day wonder, kindness fit help person? I day help people, but now we day suffer. Baba Musa was silent for a long time. Then he asked softly, Ada, if God give you chance to change this your life, what you go sacrifice? Your dignity or your heart? My heart, Ada whispered. I no fit sell myself. If Mama day alive, she no go ever forgive me. The old man nodded slowly as though confirming something inside himself. He thought deeply, then said something Ada did not expect. Ada, I no need food today. Go home. Go take care of your mama. Leave me here. She stared at him, shocked. Sir, but you never chop. I go fine, he said, though his voice trembled. You don't give me enough. Today, keep your strength for your mother. Ada shook her head. I no fit. You must, he insisted. But Ada refused. She took the only food she had brought, half a bowl of guerrera and groundnuts, food that was supposed to be her own breakfast, and possibly her only meal for the day. She placed it gently in his hands. You go chop first, she said. If I fit help person, I go help, even if not the last food way remain. Her voice broke. I know they help you because I get extra. I dey help because you be human being. Something inside Baba Musa stirred deeply, something powerful, emotional, overwhelming. He had tested many people in disguise before. Many failed, many pretended, many acted kind only when someone was watching. But this girl gave him food she needed to survive. This girl protected him with her own body. This girl refused money bought with shame. This girl carried a purity the world had forgotten. When he finally spoke, his voice shook. Ada, you dey remind me what inhumanity supposed be. She smiled sadly. Humanity no dey feed person, but he dey give person peace. Little did she know that those words pierced the soul of the old man sitting before her, because behind the ragged clothes, behind the blind eyes, behind the shaky voice was a man far different from what she believed. A man watching her, studying her, testing her, and on that day, Ada unknowingly passed the final test. As she stood to leave, Baba Musa whispered in a voice only fate could have placed in her path. Ada, no give up. Your tears they count. Your kindness they speak. Good go find you, when you least expect. She nodded, though she didn't understand the depth of his words. She simply believed, because believing was all she had left. That evening, Ada walked home under the dim setting sun, hungry, exhausted, and filled with worry, but still carrying a heart that refused to die. And Baba Musa, the old man she thought was helpless, sat quietly, fists clenched, overwhelmed by everything he had witnessed. The decision had been made. The time to reveal the truth was drawing near. The poor girl who fed him with her last food would soon be fed with blessings she never dreamed of. The morning air felt different. The sun had not yet risen fully, but a strange silence wrapped the junction like a blanket. Even the market women, who normally argued at dawn, were subdued. Something in the atmosphere felt unfinished. Ada sensed it the moment she stepped out of her house. She balanced her corn tray on her head and hurried through the dusty streets, eager to reach the one person her heart refused to ignore. Baba Musa. Her feet moved faster than usual, her heart beat louder. Every breath came out shaky, as though some invisible force was pulling her toward him. But when she reached the usual spot, the cracked wall beside the gutter, the broken plastic chair, the little cup he used for alms, it was empty. No chair, no cup, no old man, just dust, silence, and a breeze that carried nothing but worry. Ada froze. Her entire chest tightened painfully. She scanned the area frantically, her eyes darting around like a trapped bird. Where he dey? She whispered. She walked around the junction. She checked the mango tree shade. She checked the sidewalk. She asked passers-by. A motorcyclist shrugged. Dem carry him. Carry who? Ada asked, panic rising. That blind beggar. One fine car come. Dem pack him inside. Dem drive Comet. Ada's heart stopped. A car took him? Why? Who? To where? Her legs weakened. Her throat closed. You sure? She whispered. Sure wettin'? The motorcyclist laughed. I see him with my eye. Car come sharp, sharp. Dem open door. Two men wear suit help him inside. Boom. Dem drive go. Aida staggered backward. Men? In suits? A fine car? What kind of rich person carries a blind beggar? Unless... Her thoughts stopped. She felt dizzy. The world spun. Something was wrong. Something was terribly wrong. She dropped her tray and ran without direction, without breath, without sense, tears filling her eyes. Baba Musa, she screamed in her mind. Where you day? What didn't happen? Fear clawed her bones. Had someone kidnapped him? Did he collapse? Was he dying somewhere? Did someone harm him? Each thought stabbed her like a knife. By the time she reached home again, her mother saw her trembling. Ada, what is it? Mama, Baba Musa no day. Person carry him. I no where them take him. Her mother held her shoulders gently. My child, calm down. Maybe a good thing. But Ada shook her head fiercely. Mama, I no trust this world. People wicked. What if dem harm him? He no get anybody. He no get family. If something happened to him, her voice cracked. She didn't finish the sentence. Her heart already knew the truth she feared the most. She loved that old man. Not romantically, no, but with a depth that only compassion can grow. He had become the father she never had, the friend she needed, the only person who listened when her world fell apart. She spent the entire day searching, asking questions, walking from street to street, but no one had answers. By evening, her body was weak, her eyes puffy, her voice hoarse. She returned home exhausted and emotionally drained. The next day brought no relief. At dawn, Ada went to the junction again. The empty spot mocked her. People shook their heads. Leave they told her. Him probably done die. Ada glared at them. Don't talk that rubbish again. He no die. But deep inside, fear tightened its grip. Her mother's condition had worsened overnight. The cough was now louder, the breathing heavier. Ada begged neighbors again for money, but they turned away. It felt like poverty had swallowed her entire world. Just when Ada believed her spirit had reached its breaking point, something happened that changed everything. Everything. It was late afternoon when people in their neighborhood suddenly began shouting and running toward the main road. Convoy to come! See big cars! Now which politician be that? Ada ignored them at first, thinking it was none of her business, until she heard a name. Them say the convoy they come this area because of one sick woman for the clinic. Them say the person na Chief Musa Balogan. Ada's heart nearly stopped. Chief Musa Balogan. The name was famous across the country. A billionaire, a philanthropist, a man on TV, a man who built hospitals, schools, orphanage homes, a man far too powerful to care about people like Ada. Why would he come here, unless... No, her breath caught in her throat. Her feet moved on their own. She ran toward the clinic where her mother had been admitted that morning after fainting again. By the time she reached the clinic gate, the compound was already full. People gathered everywhere. Nurses, patients, curious neighbors, children climbing windows to see the arriving cars. Then the convoy drove in. Black SUVs, pilot cars, security men in dark suits, flashing lights. The door of the main SUV opened slowly. And then, a tall, elegant man stepped out. His presence commanded silence. His designer suit shone under the sun. His posture radiated authority. His face was clean-shaven, majestic, unforgettable. The crowd gasped. That's Chief Musa! Nah him, the billionaire! My God, why he come this small clinic? Ada's heart pounded violently. She knew that voice, not the public one, not the billionaire one, the gentle one, the soft one, the one that always said, Ada, my child. But no, this couldn't be. It was impossible. She pushed through the crowd, her legs trembling. She didn't know what she feared, disappointment or truth. Chief Musa walked inside the clinic, followed by guards. Ada followed behind him like someone walking inside a dream. A nightmare, a miracle. Her mother's ward was silent when the billionaire entered. Doctors stood still, nurses bowed. Patients sat up in confusion. Chief Musa turned, and his eyes found Ada. He smiled softly, the same smile she had seen 1,000 times, but only on a blind beggar. Her breath caught, her heart stopped, her knees weakened. No, no, no. He removed his dark sunglasses. Ada, he said gently, I've been looking for you. Her hands flew to her mouth. The room swirled. The truth slammed into her with the force of a hammer. Baba Musa, the blind beggar, the man she fed, the man she defended, the man she cried for, was Chief Musa Balogun, one of the richest men in Nigeria. Ada, he continued, voice tender, I was never blind. My disguise was a test. I wanted to know if true kindness still existed in this world, kindness that expects nothing in return. Ada's tears spilled instantly. No, no, she whispered, shaking her head. You be rich man? You, Baba Musa? He stepped closer. I am the same man you gave food to when you were hungry, the same man you protected from a mob, the same man you refused to abandon even when your world was collapsing. Her legs finally gave way. He caught her gently before she fell. You passed every test, Ada, he whispered. You showed me humanity still has light. People stared in disbelief. Nurses covered their mouths. Patients began crying. Ada could not speak. She cried so hard her body shook. Chief Musa held her hand. Today, he said, turning to the entire ward, is the beginning of her reward. The world around Ada dissolved. Only one thought remained. Her kindness had found its voice. Her tears had found their witness. Her destiny had just been rewritten. The clinic room was silent, so silent that Ada could hear the pounding of her own heart. Her tears flowed freely as she stared into the eyes of the man she thought she knew. The man she had fed gari, wiped sweat for, and defended with her whole body. Now he stood before her, not as the blind beggar she pitied, but as Chief Musa Balogun, billionaire philanthropist, one of the most influential men in Nigeria. And yet, his eyes were warm, soft, kind, just like Baba Musa. Ada, he said gently, holding her trembling hand, I want you to hear this, with peace in your heart. But Ada shook her head wildly. Sir, I no understand. Why you pretend? Why you live like beggar? He smiled faintly. Because wealth is a mask, Ada. Everyone bows for money. Everyone smiles for money. Everyone helps money. But I wanted to know who would help someone who had nothing to give back. Her throat tightened. And you, he continued, you helped me with your last food. You protected me with your own body. You gave me dignity when the world gave me insults. Her knees weakened again. I know do am for reward. I know, he whispered. That's what makes you different. The nurses nodded. Doctors whispered among themselves. Some older women in the ward were already wiping tears. Chief Musa took a deep breath, stepped aside, and revealed something Ada had never imagined seeing. Behind him were 3 boxes, 2 files, and a business-looking envelope held by one of his assistants. He nodded to the assistant. Bring them here. The assistant stepped forward, giving Ada a respectful bow. Ada, Chief Musa said softly, your rewards begin today. Her heart throbbed painfully. My reward? Yes, he said, placing his hand on her shoulder. Sit. They guided her to a chair. She sat like someone floating between reality and a dream. The first reward, the life of her mother. Chief Musa looked at Mama Nkechi lying weakly on the hospital bed. This woman, he said, raised the kindest girl I have ever met. She deserves life. He turned to the doctor. Doctor, prepare everything, all tests, full treatment, surgery if needed. She must not lack anything. The doctor, astonished, nodded rapidly. Yes, sir. Immediately, sir. Ada burst into fresh tears. Sir, thank you. Thank you. Her mother also cried weakly. God bless you, my son. God bless you. But Chief Musa touched her hand gently. No, Ma, your daughter already blessed me long before today. The second reward. The assistant opened the first box. Inside were neatly arranged keys, shiny, elegant, tied with a ribbon. What is this? Ada whispered. Chief Musa smiled. Keys to your new apartment, fully furnished, paid for. You and your mother will never sleep in a leaking, cold room again. Ada covered her mouth with both hands, crying in disbelief. Sir, you do too much. No, he said softly. You deserve more than you ever received. He handed her the key with his own hand. The third reward, education beyond poverty. He signaled again. The assistant opened the second box. Inside lay documents, scholarships, sponsorship forms, school acceptance letters, waiting only for Ada's choice. Chief Musa spoke calmly. You will choose any school in this country, private or public. Your fees, books, accommodation, I will pay all. If you later choose to travel abroad, I will sponsor that too. Ada sobbed louder. Sir, I never even finished secondary school. Then you will finish it now. You will start afresh. You will not die poor. You will rise. Her tears fell like rain. Mama, Mama, you dey here am? Ada cried. Oh, Ada. Mama Nkechi smiled through tears. God done remember us, my child. The fourth reward, the millionaire beginning. Then came the moment that shook the entire clinic. Chief Musa took the envelope from his assistant. He opened it slowly and held it out to Ada. Ada, this is your bank document. My bank? She whispered. Yes, I opened an account in your name. Inside is your starter seed, the gratitude of a man whose life you changed. Ada looked confused. How much, sir? He lifted her chin gently. 1 million naira. The ward erupted. Nurses gasped. Patients cried. People shouted, Jesus! And God is great! Ada froze, staring at him with disbelief so deep it felt like her soul left her body. Sir, she stammered. 1 million? 1 million, he confirmed. And that is only the beginning. If you want to start a business, I will fund it. If you want to help the poor, I will support it. Ada's body shook so violently she almost fell from the chair. A girl who had never held more than 5,000 naira in her life. A girl who sold corn at a junction. A girl mocked, insulted, accused, slapped, was now a millionaire, all because of kindness. The fifth reward, a purpose greater than her pain. But there was one more. Chief Musa's eyes softened as he spoke the last announcement. Ada. Yes, sir, she whispered. I want you to join my humanitarian foundation as a youth ambassador. Ada blinked rapidly. Me, ambassador? Yes, he said with certainty. You will speak for the poor. You will help widows. You will feed beggars. You will do for others what you did for me. You are going to help me change lives. Ada burst into uncontrollable tears. All those years of humiliation, all those nights of sleeping hungry, all those days she chose goodness even when goodness failed her. All of it led to this moment. The room clapped. Nurses hugged one another. Mama Nkechi lifted her hands weakly and praised God through tears. Chief Musa drew Ada into a gentle embrace. You taught me something, Ada. She sniffed, wiping her eyes. Wet and I teach you, sir? That the richest people are not the ones who have the most money, but the ones who have the most heart. Ada cried again, not from pain this time, from grace, from shock, from overwhelming joy. A new dawn. 2 weeks later, Ada walked back to the junction, not with a tray of corn on her head, but with cartons of food, drinks, and gifts. A small crowd gathered. Some recognized her. Na Ada? See as she fine now. Now miracle be this. She smiled gently as she served food to hungry children and tired traders, the same way she once served Baba Musa. Her life had changed, but her heart had not. She saw an old beggar sitting under a tree, frail, trembling, ignored. Ada walked toward him, just like the first day she met Baba Musa. She knelt, smiled warmly, and said, Papa, you done chop today? Make I help you small. Because kindness was not something she did. It was who she was and who she would always be. Moral of the story. True kindness is never wasted. The world may mock, misunderstand, or mistreat a good heart, but heaven keeps record. Those who give with sincerity, even in their poverty, will one day reap blessings far greater than anything they sacrificed. Thank you for watching this emotional story. If it touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and comment your thoughts below. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button for more life-changing African stories. See you in the next one.